The one with the cheap wedding dress is the 17th episode of the 7th season of Friends. This is directed by Kevin Bright, and as always, there will be spoilers from now as I go through the episode and share some thoughts. And it's a pretty decent episode. We also have some really sweet moments, some very funny moments as well. I don't have a tremendous amount of notes for this one, but I will go through the two main parts of the narrative. One focuses on Ross and Joey, and one focuses on Monica. And Monica is trying on a wedding dress and she finds the dress that she wants. And another woman walks in and she compliments her, and Monica explains to her that she can't afford this dress either, but she tries it on here, realizes she likes it, then she goes and gets it down at the discount store. And the woman thinks this is actually a good idea. So we go to the discount store, and there are rows and rows of wedding dresses, and it just so happens that that woman is there and she grabs the dress that Monica wants. And it is an absolutely crazy atmosphere, not a place that I'd want to be. Rachel is blowing whistles, and it's absolutely fabulous and chaotic, and I love it. And Monica ends up getting the dress, which is the best part. However, when she's at home, she gets a phone call from the woman who has booked the band that Chandler wants. And the message there is, don't tell strangers your wedding plans, because you never know what they might be up to. And Monica's faced with a dilemma. She has to either give the wedding dress to the woman, or Chandler won't get his dream band, or she keeps the dress and Chandler won't get his dream band. And I feel like it's probably obvious what she was going to do, but I've obviously seen this episode many times, so I'm not sure if that's the case. But she ultimately ends up giving the dress and booking the Swing Kings. And Chandler gets to see her in the dress because she tries it on one last time and she says it doesn't fit. I love the fact that she didn't tell Chandler what had happened, because she could absolutely use that as leverage. Remember the time I gave up my dream dress so you could have your dream band? She absolutely could have done. I wouldn't have agreed with it, but she could have done, and she didn't. And I really love that. I think that was the right way to go, and she just told him that the dress didn't fit, which is ridiculous because it looks absolutely gorgeous on her and it looks like it fits pretty perfectly. Not that I know a lot about wedding dresses, but it looks great. And Chandler got to see her in it. It was a really, really lovely, very moving moment. And despite the fact that we know Monica's wedding day is a huge deal for her, it's something she's been dreaming of pretty much her entire life, she was willing to do something so Chandler could have the band that he wanted at the expense of her not getting her dream dress. And I just thought it was really beautiful. Definitely very moving. Then we come to Ross and Joey. It actually starts off with Ross and Chandler when they're walking along and they see a woman called Kristen Lang, played by Gabrielle Union, moving into an apartment there. And Ross decides to hit on her. He tells her a sewage story. And he asks her out to dinner because she must be hungry after all of the moving. And she agrees. And she has only moved from 4 blocks away, but nevertheless, moving is still exhausting. And sometime later, Joey is walking along and he sees her. And he helps Kristen move some of her boxes in as well. And she said that she's busy tonight. We know she's going for dinner with Ross, but they can meet another night. And now she has dates with Ross and Joey. And what I love about this is Chandler quickly realizes what has happened and he has a bit of fun with this, which I rather enjoyed. And Joey and Ross realize that it's Kristen Lang, they're both dating, and they end up being in competition. And Ross is going to give her an expensive dinner, doing what he does best, so Joey says that he'll do what he does best, which is basically implying that Kristen's going to put out on the first date, which is not a great attitude to have about the woman you've just met. But nevertheless, that's what Joey thinks is going to happen. And Ross, obviously having his date first, he goes to the restaurant with Kristen, and then Joey walks in, accidentally bumping into his friend Ross, and he joins them at the table. And basically, it goes well initially. Kristen got Ben's name wrong, but otherwise it's going really well. But then Ross and Joey just get into this huge fight and they're throwing insults at each other, and I absolutely love it. And pretty much all of the insults refer back to previous Friends episodes, and it's just pointing out all of these random embarrassing things that have happened to them. Ross asks Joey, where do you want a poster for gonorrhea? Joey replies, "You ever slept in the same bed as a monkey?" It's fabulous. And just the arguing was just absolutely perfect. And of course, Kristen Lang left, as I probably would have done in the same situation. Definitely very awkward and very, very funny. Really thoroughly enjoyed it. And definitely my favourite part of the episode. That scene was my favourite part of the episode. But Monica revealing that she'd booked the Swing Kings definitely comes a close second, because she obviously did a very wonderful thing for Chandler. And not only did she do a wonderful thing for Chandler, she didn't try and score brownie points because of it. And I think that that's just brilliant. So needless to say, the one with the cheap wedding dress is a really enjoyable episode of Friends. Definitely some really funny moments, some really moving moments. And in general, I can't fault it. Absolutely fantastic. And I'm sure it's an episode that I'll always really thoroughly enjoy.